It is the sickening, sinister place where paedophiles can freely chat to each other and to their potential victims. This is not the dark web, but Twitter, used by millions and millions of young people. Via a series of hashtags, which we're not revealing, those attracted to children are using the website to connect and then share images elsewhere. We also saw many worrying examples of what appear to be minors sharing personal details with those who might potentially groom them.
It only takes a few minutes to see hundreds and hundreds of examples of people using these known hashtags on Twitter, accounts which are hinting at or being extremely explicit about child sexual abuse.
There is an age requirement for Twitter users, but it's just 13. Alongside the hashtags promoting child sexual abuse, videos of hardcore porn portraying extreme violence towards women and girls can also be found easily.
These social networks really are the start of a conveyor belt of harm. Abusers using these well-known household names to identify each other, to form networks with each other, to then move across to encrypted messaging sites, to the dark web, to offender fora. And the reason why it's so important that we see the tech companies get their house in order is because this is an opportunity to stop child abuse at the earliest possible point, rather than letting those abusers make contact with each other, move across then to places where the abuse is harder to detect, it's harder to find, and where children will come to harm as a result.
We showed the National Crime Agency examples of what we found on Twitter. They told us it underlines how even the most mainstream websites can be dangerous places for the young.
Wherever there are children and young people, then predators will be there and they will want to build trust with children and young people in order to abuse them. So it's frightening and shocking, but actually parents and carers need to be aware that in those open spaces, and they are open, then there may be people who do seek to abuse their children.
5 News contacted Twitter with a list of 8 child sexual abuse linked hashtags widely used on their platform. In a statement, they responded, "Twitter has zero tolerance for any material that features or promotes child sexual exploitation. Our dedicated teams work to stay ahead of bad faith actors and to ensure we're doing everything we can to remove content and protect minors from harm." They told us the majority of the hashtags we flagged will not appear in the trends section of the website, but that falls well short of those key terms actually being banned. At 14, Danielle was groomed online, not via Twitter, but an interactive game. The person she thought was 16 was actually 49. John Edwards would eventually use threats to meet her, then sexually abuse her. Now a campaigner for web safety, she has waived her anonymity. She told me Twitter should make it impossible for users to discuss abuse so easily.
Does it feel more dangerous now online than it was when you were groomed?
Yeah, massively. I mean, I can still feel it now. It should be stopped before it even gets seen. It shouldn't be allowed to be posted. It shouldn't reach that point, I don't think.
Stopping under 18s viewing pornography, that would also include...
The government's online safety bill is moving closer to becoming law and will require social media platforms to tackle illegal activity. The chair of the Culture and Media Select Committee said the likes of Twitter should have been doing more to eradicate the kind of content we've found.
No excuses actually cut the mustard when it comes to this, because it's quite simply clear to me, and obviously in your report, that they are failing in this area, and that they need to ensure that they track down those who are putting this content up and they take them off permanently.
Twitter says it has permanently suspended some of the accounts we reported to them, but starting a new profile on their platform can still be done in just a few minutes. Julian Drucker, 5 News.